about to have some fun. We're going to have a three-way call like we're in high school. This is going to be really good. We don't often do these, but it is going to be really fun because we get a variety of input. And we don't just get input on this one from marketing leadership, but we also got marketing ops. This is going to be really cool. And physical therapy is a really interesting space to me because it has historically been so largely referral driven, still kind of is, but entering more in the D2C market. So Teresa and Kim have a good blend of like where it's been and where we're going to be going. Teresa and Kim. Teresa, we'll start with you. Introduce yourself. Where do you work? What are we going to be talking about a little bit today? And then we'll go to Kim.
Sure. I'm Teresa Stockton. I'm the Director of Marketing at US Physical Therapy. And we are going to be talking about our move into direct-to-consumer marketing, direct access.
I love it. Has it worked?
Yes.
All right. And Kim's nodding for all of our 5 listeners that are just listening to this one. Kim, you also work there?
I also work there. Kim Valva, Director of Business Development and Operations. I've been with US Physical Therapy for almost 13 years.
I love it. 13. Teresa, 17 years?
17.
Whoa, we got lifers. Y'all believe in the mission. Why do you believe in the mission so much? Why? Because when I see people that have stayed that long, they believe it. Why?
People.
Yeah,
100%.
Love the people. It's so rewarding too. You see patients actually like a lot of different types of healthcare. You don't like physically see the change, but you see people walk out that weren't walking in. So that's really cool.
And on our side of things, we actually get to see it from a business perspective. We see somebody join US Physical Therapy with 1 clinic and they grow to 10, or they come to us with 10 clinics and they grow to 20.
Oh, I love that. So you're passionate about the affiliates also growing their local businesses too. Me too. I love entrepreneurship. Yeah. Very fun. US Physical Therapy. Teresa, tell us how big, how small, what size are we? Are we house of brands, etc.?
Oh, we have just over 700 clinics across 44 states and about 135 brands that we're managing.
Dang, bro. That's so big. Y'all are what? Top big. 3? Are you the 3rd biggest in the country?
So I'm not sure. I would say we're probably about the 3rd biggest, but we are publicly traded. So we're kind of in a world of our own we're one of the largest publicly traded national companies. Like Teresa said, 700 clinics in 44 different states. And we're truly a partnership model. So when people join US Physical Therapy, they retain a percentage of equity.
I love it.
That's really what sets us apart.
And a percentage of their voice that they want heard on all website changes.
That's correct. It is true partnership. So we work really, really closely with our clinics, but it makes everything better.
I believe it. House of Brands, how many URLs, how many websites do you guys have to deal with?
1 for each brand plus our corporate office, our Houston location.
Oh boy, man, you'll have no shortage of things popping up every day then. And you got the fire hose out to deal with any immediate thing the affiliates want to talk about, plus keeping an eye on the strategic refocus. All right.
We have a strong team.
Yeah, that's good. Share the credit. I love that. Oh, well, I'll skip around. What does the internal team look like on the marketing side?
Yeah, so we're a team of 9, including myself, and we have print designers, web designers, advertisers. We have a content writer. We bridge the gamut.
Really? In-house? Content writer, in-house advertiser. I like it. Y'all are at the size where that would make sense. All right, very cool. Do you utilize outside resources? You ever go to Upwork.com, find contractors, agencies, anything like that?
We have outside tools that we use, but most of the work is done in-house. And of course, our clinics can choose to go outside as well.
They can. So do they have their own marketing partnerships oftentimes where they're doing boots on the ground or digital on their own?
So we also, in addition to the in-house marketing team, we have about 75 sales reps that are boots on the ground.
Gotcha. Very cool. All right, guys. And don't take their model. Don't do everything in-house. Agencies are cool. Not everybody do it, please. Teresa, you started 17 years ago. How did you guys acquire patients back then?
We were strictly physician referral based. Yeah. And Kim can talk more about that.
Yeah, Kim.
Yeah, absolutely. So over 70 sales reps 16 years ago, 13 years ago, when Teresa started, we were boots on the ground, in and out of doctors' offices every single day, trying to influence referral patterns.
Man. And that's tough. I bet at times it feels like pushing rope because you're trying to influence the referral patterns, but like they won't do. That was tough. What made you guys want to start going direct to consumer? What brought that change and when?
Well, it was the laws started changing. So in 2015, that's when everyone had some form of direct access. In 2019, Texas, that's where we're based out of. We're based out of Houston. We have a good group of clinics here. 2019's Texas direct access laws changed to allow us to treat before sending back to a referral. So just that ability alone started letting us look into it and kind of develop a strategy.
And people always want to know, like, where did you start? When that changed, where did you guys start? The smaller groups always want to know, how did USP, where did they go?
So what ended up happening is we were allowed to see these direct access patients. So we started dipping our feet in a little bit, probably started with some Facebook, with some email newsletters, but everybody knows what happened after 2019, 2020. And we were completely shut out of our doctor's offices. Our sales reps couldn't get in anywhere. So we had no choice but to become digital experts and fast.
It's a good reminder. I forgot how much I loved COVID for digital advertising. Just for digital advertising, it was good for the business. That's it. Don't want another one. Very lonely. I sat in this office by myself with my volleyball for a year and a half. That sucked. All right. And so direct access becomes a thing. COVID helps accelerate it. Where did y'all go? You had Meta, you had some email newsletters. What are you finding that you've started growing into more with direct access advertising and marketing?
Yeah, so to start, I would say to just let our patients know that it was an option, we relied heavily on email, but we've been into all the channels. So heavily with email to get in touch with patients directly, let them know about, the laws have changed. You can come here, we can see you, all of that fun stuff. But we used every social channel available to us possible. Like we were just going after everything.
And I think we started kind of noticing this boosting option on Facebook. And at that point, with COVID, I decided I was going to become certified in every single digital media channel that had a certification and a course. At one point, Teresa and I also ordered Google Ads for Dummies because we were, our back was against the wall. We had no choice. We had to become the experts as fast as possible. Yeah. And so I think once we started with, boosting some ads and seeing the immediate return, we knew we were going all in.
Yeah, I love it. And hey, when I started this thing 16 years ago, I bought the SEO for Dummies book, whatever. And now I'm like the dummy. But anyways, so I got it. So you bought the book and you started doing some PPC advertising and things like that. How did you guys get buy-in from leadership when this happened? Yeah, laws changed, COVID, all that. Like, did you guys sit around the table with the rest of the C-suite and say, guys, like, we need to get this done? Did you present numbers, a forecast, a strategy, some kind of business plan? Everybody always wants to know, how do I get buy-in from my leadership team to do more D2C stuff?
So I think we have probably the most supportive leadership team you've ever come across in this space. And we said, we've got a problem and we have an idea and a solution. And we've built up enough trust over the years where they trusted us to go ahead and make a run with it. And once they started to see the numbers come in, we measure everything on a same-store growth percentage. Everybody has an expectation of growing at least 5% month over month, year over year. Again, we are a publicly traded company. And once they started seeing the results come in, they gave us a little bit more and allowed us to do something else that was a little crazy. And we kept going until we got to the point where we're at right now.
Yeah. So you had trust from the leadership team and then the results backed it up. In the business result, guys, y'all heard what Kim said. It was same store growth. She didn't say like leads, impressions, net new patient appointment, same store growth. Like the actual business was growing revenue, top line. And being publicly traded, that does add a level of scrutiny even beyond private equity back groups. Like, no, the numbers are posted like on the web. Every single quarter. So you have to hit numbers and it really has to grow. Same store growth. But how did you guys, something in your field, in the PT field, we often hear is, yeah, we're growing, but we think it was mostly referrals. It was mostly our liaisons. How did y'all bifurcate it and say, no, guys, this was a large part of the digital stuff that we were doing?
Well, that's a great question. So we track our appointment requests online as well. So when we do digital marketing, we ultimately try to filter everything into the appointment request form on the clinic website. And so from, we were just getting started 2020, 2021, and 2023, we grew that by 34%. We've already surpassed 2023 this year in 2024. So we're able to put like a dollar amount to that growth.
I love that. Your online appointments are tracked back to the advertising?
Yes, for pay-per-clicks, yes.
Awesome.
But we do ask on the forums, like, how did you hear about us? 54% are still referral, but that could be physician, friend, family, any type of referral. But the rest is found growth, like organic or pay-per-click growth.
Yeah. And Teresa, I think you should claim some of that 54% for yourself, because we did a study with a large physical therapy group and we found even when people had a referral, they oftentimes did not choose that referral. They're still going to to Google and choosing somebody else that may be showing up better or more often, and then they'll still say referral. We did it anyway. So I think 54%, you could carve out some of that and take the rest for digital, baby. You guys have to support both the digital acquisition stuff and the field teams. Like how do you balance that? Do you assign it out to other people? Do you give priority to one or the other? Like how do you guys go about thinking through that?
I think when we look at it, we're still getting physician referrals, and everything that we do from a digital space is incremental. And so it was easy to get buy-in from our sales reps. They've made that change from, kind of the old pharmaceutical sales rep model over to this hybrid, I'm a marketing and a sales rep. And so they've also got buy-in from their local directors. And Teresa can talk about, a little bit more about performance on social media and what it means to come from those local people who are treating in the clinic.
Yes. So we have given our clinics the ability to post content on their pages directly. So we work in partnership with them, and our clinics that publish do really a great job. So patients and people in the community want to see local content, their therapists, not just a stock image and an article. They want to see what's happening in the day-to-day life of that clinic. And so when we switched to that, it really boosted the performance. Plus we have a 4.9 star average rating across our clinics. So it really makes our job easier here because our clinics do such a great job and our sales team locally.
Yeah, so 1 + 1 = 3. When the field teams are doing great and we're doing great on digital, it helps the field teams. The field teams aren't threatened at all by you guys, by the digital stuff. They're not like, they're going to start getting cheaper leads than I can get. No, they're like, good. I'm glad we have more brand awareness. It makes my life easier.
Well, and we've never changed their commission structure. So it doesn't matter how we get a patient in is a patient in. And so that's why they're 100% bought in. If it comes through, some type of Google search, if it comes through a Facebook ad, or if it comes from a physician, a new patient is a new patient.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. That's an important business metric, guys. Don't change the comp structure. And then they're like, yeah, all right, cool. I love your digital stuff. Pressure's off. I like it. So that's good. So everything is kind of assisting each other. Do you guys do anything digitally that is direct to the provider kind of advertising? Like, do you buy or build a list of all the providers and then serve ads or serve email journeys, newsletter, anything to supplement what they're doing when they go in office?
We have not. We have been mostly focused on patients, consumer facing.
Very cool. We've seen some of that be effective, but it's just like a layer on. It's a 30,000 foot thing, like to make sure the providers are always seeing ads for USP. The referring providers are always seeing USPT ads, and it makes the liaison's job, I would think, easier when they go in and they say, oh yeah, I've heard about it. I don't remember, but okay. Very cool. What do y'all have publicly traded? A lot of scrutiny on same store growth. Yeah, practice capacity needs. Any challenges you guys have seen this year? Like we're getting stuck. Is it either market driven or advertising driven or liaison? Any big growth challenges to hit capacity goals this year you've encountered?
I would say we're hitting new milestones every single quarter on a visit per day per clinic basis. I think in terms of challenges, anything that we do, we have to repeat 135 times. While still maintaining that, local presence and the local integrity and making sure that everybody's staying true to their communities that they serve. All
right, guys, Kim's hit every record every single month. There are some groups out there that are not as good as Kim and USPT, and they struggle to hit a capacity need or something. What would you say, like the lever you go to when we're not hitting a number in some store at some point? Like what levers do you go to that have a quick injection of assistance?
The first thing I tell my clinics to look at if they see a dip is let's take a look at your reviews and how you're doing in your local market. Because if they're not performing online digitally and they can't match what their competitors are doing, then there's going to be a drop.
Especially with still a considerable amount of business coming from referrals. People will check that,
Absolutely. So yes, we can put money towards a problem, but if you can't back it up, then it's not going to be as effective.
I love it. Teresa will get the call. We need more patients. This is going to say, you need to treat your patients better. I'm not doing anything for you.
I think one of our regional presidents always says, she's changed her mindset from being a clinician to being a regional president. And with that, she took kind of that diagnostic ability and took it from treating patients to treating your business that way. And so you almost have to diagnose what's going on. Why have my referrals dropped? Analyze your referral sources, analyze your payer mix, and look at all of those things and make your kind of treatment plan based on that.
Yes.
Kim, is your marketing, is your background in marketing, Kim?
So my background is in sales. I started as a sales rep for one of U.S. Physical Therapy's partners in Phoenix, Arizona. I moved up to operations business development about 7 years ago.
I love it. And you know the marketing side pretty well. I mean, I think I want, Teresa, I did a vote on LinkedIn a few weeks back of what should marketing be called next year. And everyone says growth because it's so much more than just like running cool ads and making sure review stars. You have to know like everything Kim just said of payer mix and making sure referral partners are there, making sure, you know, this is incredible, the amount of things you have on your plate. Anyways, there's no tip here. It's just great. I'm astounded by the amount of hats you guys have to wear and how you have to think about the business. No, don't go out and get an MBA, but yes, you have to like take it upon yourself to learn the business of that you're in. Marketing for the sake of marketing doesn't drive the business forward. We all lose our jobs. So, okay. Anyways, I digress. Going into next year, guys, what are we accelerating? What are we excited about? And then we'll talk about the antithesis of that. What are we looking forward to?
Sure. So on my side, we are excited to tackle the AI challenges that are coming out with Google and online search. So we've really been doing our research and looking at our clinic performance just so that we can make sure that when all those changes officially happen and start pushing forward, we're ahead of the curve.
It's scary. They're coming for us. They're coming for us, Teresa.
I know.
They're not coming. You know what we all should be as physical therapists. They're not coming for that job anytime soon. They'll be fine. We are screwed. So that's fun. So looking at AI, Kim, what's on your mind? What are you looking at next year?
So I would say probably just to continue to support the marketing team and what they're seeing. We look at them as the professionals in that marketing space and then helping them drill down that message to our clinicians, to our clinics, our partners, and our sales reps.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that like in terms of value prop and you're trying to say, hey guys, we are special in these ways. Don't forget USPT, our affiliates, we are special in this way to help convert more, Kim. Where does that come from? What are we trying to do?
So I think there's so many things that we're trying to do. On the business development side, we're trying to form more partnerships. We're trying to work with more existing entities that are already out there that are looking for some back end support. And then for our existing partners, they want to grow again, maybe from that 20 locations up to 30. They want to hire more PTs. You know where PTs are looking before they come for a job interview? Your social media.
Yeah. And they want an inside glimpse. And so do patients. And people are like, posting to Facebook's a waste of time. You don't have to do it a ton, but you have to show an inside glimpse of this place, guys, or people aren't going to physically want to walk in. Are either of you guys like, do y'all assist on the talent recruitment side? We heard that's a struggle, finding enough PTs. There's only so many graduating, yet everybody wants to do more advertising. Do y'all help with recruitment or talent?
We do. So we've recently, as a company, expanded our TA department and growing into an education department next year. And so Teresa and I do work closely with them. We've got some new websites that are coming out and some new technology tools that we're excited to bring to our partners.
All right. Very cool. Yeah. It takes an army. So you guys are going to be helping. And you said education. What does that mean?
Continuing to bring different opportunities to our existing physical therapists, but then also expanding on our student programs.
I got you. All right. Get them. So that we attract more students coming out and so that we retain the existing ones and so they get better at delivering care. Yes, but also it's a retention play, I imagine. Very cool. And I love what Teresa said. It's just coming back to me. A lot of times we want to look at like the next fancy marketing thing for next year, but like reviews are so paramount still. Everyone scrolls, not everyone. People look at PPC enough. And obviously we drive a ton of patient volume through PPC, but they will go look at the maps. And if you're in the maps with great reviews, they're going to more likely click on your PPC ad, not someone else's. So I love the focus there and the focus on AI. Very smart. Guys, anything that you would say did not work this year, you will not be bringing into next year?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Anything going into next year you would want to do less of or give more resources to something else instead of?
I know that we do want to put more resources towards our advertising. I don't think we would have to take resources away from what we're currently doing, but we do have a plan to push that program some more.
I love that. You guys are so optimistic. USPT is humming. This is cool. I love hearing, a lot of groups have struggled over the last couple of years. They've struggled to deliver patient volume. When they do find it, it's not been cost effective enough. They're wondering where to scale next. This has been enlightening. You guys are killing it. Teresa, Kim, anything else you want to run by our viewers?
Yeah, I think the great thing is because we're internal and Kim's operations, I'm marketing, and we work so closely together that it's really made both of our lives easier. So when a clinic is struggling or, they just have questions, it's very easy for us to combine and have the operations and the marketing team collaborate and come up with ideas together. So it's not unusual for us to be one-on-one with those clinics and just kind of go through with them together on what our next step should be. And I think that's been a big driving force of having a good year overall.
I freaking love that. We call it MOPS, Marketing and Ops Alignment. What a case study in making ops your BFF as a marketer. When you guys are in lockstep, the business moves together. Oftentimes they are not BFFs and they are battling each other, and ops doesn't want you to market in that zone or is wondering why you're not filling capacity. And it's like, well, we didn't align on goals and I don't know what you want. And they don't get along and the business breaks down. So here is the case study on when marketing and ops get along very well. How often do you guys meet? Do you work in the same? You're both in Houston, right?
We call each other every day.
So I want every provider group out there, when they hire their next marketer, ask if they have a best friend. That person has to be the ops leader.
We do have an official call once a week that's on both of our schedules. But we do, things come up and we're moving and we get crazy ideas. And so we do end up on the phone every day. And again, I think that working relationship just means so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, we could go on and on about this. You guys are so intelligent in your marketing. You have actual business goals. You know what they are. You've tried a different mix. You have leadership that's bought in. You know what you're doing with advertising, and the referrals are working really well. You're working on talent recruitment, engagement, and retention. You guys have all of the bases covered. This has been really fun. I want to talk to our brand team. We're going to do more of these 3 ways. This was awesome. It's so fun getting to bounce off each other. Teresa, this is Teresa's first podcast ever. She crushed it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining tonight. Kim, Teresa, we appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
It's been so fun.